Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Josh.
And I'm Erin.
And we just did a totally blind head-to-head between Wild Turkey Rare Breed and Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Is Russell's really that much better than Rare Breed?
Welcome to the channel, bringing a real-world perspective to the real-world whiskey consumer.
We're not professional whiskey tasters, but what we will do is we will randomly select one of these pairs blind, to taste totally blind, I should say. It'll be completely at random. We won't know what we're tasting. And what you'll get to do is see us work our way through, get our first impressions. We'll have a full tasting discussion after we spend some time with them, and we'll work our way towards what we call a real world score.
So as Josh said, we won't know what's in either of our glasses, but you'll know. So you can see all those details in the description box below, along with timestamps for the whole video. So click through, find what interests you, or watch the whole thing.
And before we get started on this, we want to send a Patreon shout out, a special Patreon shout out to Kathy Huey.
Yeah,
Kathy's awesome, local Nashvilleian. Nashville. I was gonna say Nashville Bourbon Social Club and Nashvilleian, and it got mixed up in there, and I just landed on local Nashville. But Kathy's awesome. We actually just met up with her earlier today.
Yep.
And we can't thank her enough for her support of the channel.
Yes, thank you, Kathy.
All right, let's run our randomizer and see which one of these 18 pairs from our blind sample pool we'll be tasting. Pair 13.
13.
So 10 in the front row, or
9.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Counting is hard. We're going to get these poured and we'll be right back with our first impressions. All right, let's get into glass one. Ooh, that smells nice. Ooh, that smells really nice.
You're gonna laugh when I tell you the first thing I get.
What?
Try to take a guess.
Stinky feet?
Stinky feet!
Erin's favorite note. I wonder what you're getting when you say stinky feet. To me, this just smells like really like classic bourbon sweetness, but it is amped up.
I mean, it's opening up a little bit now.
Man, that
but like
smells
my
good.
first smell was like, ooh, that smells like stinky feet.
Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of richness, your caramel vanilla, all your typical bourbon notes. It's so good on the nose though.
It's good. It's like
Oh.
it's like bourbon. Tastes like bourbon.
That tastes good. I'm
It
getting some
tastes-
spice on it.
Yeah. It has some
That's
it has flavor, but it's like smooth.
everybody's favorite descriptor.
I know.
It does have a nice rounded profile to
Yeah.
it. It's very balanced. The experience when it comes onto the palate, it's just sweet up front. It swells up
Well,
with some
when
spiciness.
I say smooth, I mean it doesn't punch me.
Yeah, you
That's
mean
what-
balanced.
That's what when I say smooth, that's what I'm thinking.
There's no sharp edges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's really good. I want to go one more sip.
Me too. Ooh. I taste a little.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna sound really smart. I taste a little oakiness.
Yeah, there's
Yes.
definitely some oak.
I'm so
I feel like
smart.
I'm getting rye, spice, and oak. To me, that's what I'm getting. It's like
Okay.
that pepperiness.
It's good.
That's
I like
really
it.
good. All right, let's get into glass two. Huh, interesting.
It kind of smells similar to me.
I'm not getting as much on the nose in glass two as I am on glass one.
I feel like
Very interesting.
I feel like this has less flavor.
I feel like it has less sweetness, more oak. I'm getting a little bit more bitterness on it.
Yeah, me too.
The experience on the palate too is a little bit more muted overall.
Yeah, I agree.
The only thing that's standing out more on glass two is that oaky note on the mid palate to the back end, and it's just hanging out right there. It tastes heavy, like I was gonna say it tastes heavier, but it sits a little bit flatter in the mouth, if that makes sense.
Kind of tastes like popsicle stick.
Whereas the first glass, you know what? That's actually a really good note. That kind of like woody popsicle stick note. Very interesting. All right. We're going to spend some time with these. We're going to go back and forth between them, clear our palates out in between. Those are our first impressions. We'll be back with our full thoughts on the tasting right after this. After spending some time with these two glasses, where are you at? Let's start with glass one.
Glass one for me gets a thumbs up on the nose. I liked the way it smelled. It was good.
Great high level analysis here.
That's what you're gonna get from me.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. I also gave it a thumbs up on the flavor. I thought it tasted really good, and the overall experience gets a thumbs up.
Cool. Glass 1, I gave thumbs up on the nose. My notes say it's a good mix of like a bright fruity sweetness and kind of a richness in there as well. On the flavors, I gave it 2 thumbs up. It's a soft 2 thumbs up, but it is 2 thumbs up.
Okay. Why is that?
I went with my gut. You tell me all the time, go with your gut.
Yeah.
So the flavors are just right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I just really enjoy the flavor profile on Glass 1. I wouldn't have mind them being amped up a little bit more in flavors, but the flavors that are there are still really good, and they are amped up. I actually wrote classic amped up bourbon flavors right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I just would prefer even more punch and even more proof, but it's good. Yeah. I really like the flavors a lot. And then on experience, I gave it 2 thumbs up. This was a strong 2 thumbs up for experience for me. It's balanced, it's oily. I said it had swelling flavor with lingering pepper spice on the finish. Like, ooh, this is the journey that I want in a glass of bourbon right here.
I feel like this was in your wheelhouse and also in mine, which is hard to find because we kind of like different things.
It is. All right, let's go on to Glass 2.
Okay.
Erin, where are you at on Glass 2?
Glass 2 gets just okay on the nose. I don't know if I had smelled this in a vacuum, if it would have gotten thumbs up, but compared to Glass 1, it gets just okay. Same thing on the flavor, gets just okay, and the experience just okay. Like I prefer Glass 1, and I think I just
like hands down prefer Glass 1.
Yeah, this was good, but compared to the first one I tasted, it was hard to beat it.
Sure.
What about you?
I gave Glass 2 thumbs up on the nose. I said it had a classic bourbon nose, just caramel, vanilla, and oak. I didn't get that on the first impressions, but once I took some time and started with this glass after clearing out my palate and taking a little bit of time, there's a lot of sweetness that came up front. Just a really nice classic nose. I really enjoyed the nose. To me, that was one of the best parts of this glass. Flavors, I gave a thumbs up. I said it was like a caramel chew and chocolatey oak behind that. Just, that's all I get off of Glass 2. It's a little less simple compared to Glass 1. To my mind, to my palate.
Less simple or more simple?
More simple, sorry. It's a little more simple.
Less complex.
Less complex. Yeah. That's what my brain thought, and those aren't the words that came out of my mouth. But yeah, it's a little less complex, a little more simple. Just that caramel and oak. And then I gave it a thumbs up on the experience. I said it had a dark chocolatey finish. It was a faint finish, but it was lingering. I like a strong finish, but as long as it sticks around and it doesn't just go away, I'm fine if it's on the fainter side, as long as it does linger low key. So this had that. So thumbs up across the board for me, but we both prefer Glass 1.
Yep. Drinking them side by side, I have a preference to Glass 1.
Yeah.
It's full of flavor, which you like, and I like too, despite what people might think, but it doesn't punch me, and I don't like things that punch me. So it has a lot of the things I like with none of the things I don't like.
First, we're going to find out what the price is and react to that, and then we'll find out what we're drinking and react to that. So let's find out what these are. Glass 1 is $48 and Glass 2 is $49. So we liked both of these in a vacuum. We both prefer Glass 1. Glass 1, $48. What's the price on this?
$48, $50.
I'm happy to pay $50 for what's in this glass.
I would pay $50 for that.
All right. Glass 2, $49.
$60.
Interesting. Okay. I'm not mad at paying $60 for what's in this glass either.
Yeah, I'm not either. However, if I can get Glass 1 for $50, I'm going to get that all day.
I would, yeah. I would definitely lean towards this glass, but I'm happy to have a bottle of both of these in the house. Let's find out what they are. Hit the button.
Okay. Oh, my thing turned. 48, 49?
Yep. So hit us with Glass 2. That was our 49. Glass 49. Glass 2.
Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. Want to know what Glass 48 is?
Tell.
Rare breed. We pick it every time. What the heck, man?
Oh, man. Man. This makes a lot of sense now. This makes a lot of sense now.
This just goes to show that Rare Breed is flipping awesome.
Yeah. For $50, I mean, you can't beat it. We were actually at the store today, and I saw a Rare Breed for $44.
Oh, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
We're pretty high on a bottle that we have right now, so
we don't need another one.
Get another one, but man, wow. I mean,
gosh. I feel like
I mean, I gave.
How how do we always get these rare breed picks? We have such a huge sample pool.
Yeah.
And rare breed is not in all of them, I swear. But we seem to keep picking it blindly in these random drawings.
Yeah. Well, we call rare breed our yardstick bourbon or our measuring stick bourbon because it's such a good value. You get so much flavor and so much experience for the money that it's hard not to compare other pours against it.
It is.
It's just so hard to beat rare breed. Like when you think about, I'm going to go out and spend $50 or $100 or $150 on something.
Yeah.
If you can spend $45 to $50 on a bottle of rare breed, it can make it really difficult to justify spending much more on other products if this is in your flavor wheelhouse, which I wrote right in my wheelhouse.
Well, and I said it's in both of our wheelhouses, which is something because he likes such a big, bold flavors, and I like something a little more smooth, as
rounded,
the noobs call it. That like it's hard to find something that both of us enjoy equally.
Yeah.
And rare breed is that thing.
Yeah. And so this is the favorite Russell's Reserve pick that we have in the house. Okay. My favorite Russell's Reserve pick that we have in the house. This is through Nashville Bourbon Social Club. Fantastic pick. I think it's warehouse F floor 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken, for the Wild Turkey nerds. But it's a fantastic bottle. I've blinded against other Russell's picks. I've blinded against other products. I absolutely love it. I've also blinded against rare breed a couple times, and they're very close, but I have picked rare breed every time. And a lot of people talk about how Russell's Reserve picks are their jam, and I love them for the variety of the single barrel that you get. But if I can't find one of those, I'm never sad because rare breed's always on the shelf for the most part, and it's every bit as good, you know?
We just need to rename this channel the Rare Breed channel.
Pretty much.
Pretty much what this is coming down to.
Pretty much. I mean, Russell's Reserve is a little bit older. Like you're getting a single barrel that's in the 8 to 9 year range.
Okay.
And I think Rare Breed is reported to have stuff as young as 6 years, like 6, 8, and 12 year whiskey in it, if I'm not mistaken. So you're getting stuff that's a little bit on the younger side. You're also getting some stuff that's a little bit on the older side. On balance, it probably does shake out to be a little bit more young if you averaged it out compared to a single barrel of Russell's. But on the whole, I think what that younger and older bourbon that's mixed into the batch gives you is a little bit more fruity sweetness, which I like. And it also gives you a little bit more depth from the older bourbon. This is complete bro science. I don't have any clue what I'm talking about. Don't even listen to the last minute of this video. That's just a guess on my part, knowing a little bit how whiskey works.
It makes sense to me.
But you can't go wrong with either one of these. I'm happy with both of them.
And they're both decent price points.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
50, 60 is a flip of a coin.
In addition to our tasting metrics, we also have our retail and our consumer metrics. Retail is the retail side of the equation, the price and the availability. And the consumer metric is the consumer side of the equation. Would we buy it again or not? So let's start with Rare Breed. Erin, where are you at on the retail and the consumer metrics?
So I feel like $50 personally is a good price point. I feel comfortable paying that. And it's readily available in the Nashville market.
In most markets it is.
It's most markets, it's in ours. So I give it 2 thumbs up on retail. And I'm definitely going to make sure we always have it in the house. So I get 2 thumbs up on consumer because I would and we do buy it again. And we always make sure to have a bottle once one runs out.
Yeah.
We get another one.
For sure. I give it 2 thumbs up on retail score as well, because as far as I'm concerned, $45-$50 for that bottle, it's the best value in barrel proof bourbon, if not all of bourbon. I mean, it's our measuring stick. And then would I buy it again? Absolutely, thumbs up. I don't love it enough. It's not blowing my hair back enough to make me want to stock up on it. Or this is my other metric.
You can be wrong, it's fine.
This is my other metric. If the budget is really, really tight, if the fun money is almost exhausted, and I'm like, am I willing to go over my budget and then try to ask for forgiveness after the fact? Is this so good that I would want to do that? And it's not. And
nothing is ever that good.
Yeah. I mean, it's readily available, so I can always go get another bottle. So it just gets a thumbs up for me on consumer score. Let's move on to glass 2.
Okay.
Russell's Reserve store picks, single barrels. Where are you at for retail and consumer metrics there?
So $60, not bad. It's single barrel, but there are a lot of single barrels available in our market. So it gets 2 thumbs up, honestly, on the retail score.
Yep.
But it just gets 1 thumb up on consumer score because, I mean,
Sure.
it's fine. I would buy it again, but I also could buy a rare breed again for like $10 cheaper.
Yeah.
So just one
Yeah.
thumbs up.
All right. For me, I gave it 2 thumbs up on retail as well.
Yeah.
Mainly because, yes, it is a single barrel. So this specific single barrel, you can't get that again. But
You could get one better.
You possibly, what's the likelihood that this is the single best barrel
Ever.
of Russell's ever?
Yeah.
Not likely. There's probably a ton that are better than this. There's probably a ton that aren't as good as this. I've had some that are every bit as good as this. I've had others that aren't. They've all been enjoyable. I've actually never had a bad one. And the fact that we can always find them in our local market, it's a 2 thumbs up for me for $60. And then would I buy it again? Absolutely. Thumbs up. I love these. I love playing around. I love playing single barrel roulette.
You do?
I was gonna say playing around with a single barrel experience, but what I like to call it is single barrel roulette because you never know if you're going to be wasting your money if you get a bad single barrel. I've just never had a bad one. I've had some I liked less, some I liked more. They've never
all
been
been good.
They've all been good. Our real world scores are on a 10-point scale, but it's not your traditional 10-point scale. Think of our scoring more like a bell curve. We found out when you're tasting stuff totally blind and you don't know whether you're supposed to like it or not, that most stuff tends to fall within that like 4 to 6 point mid-range. Yep. And how do we get that mid-range? How do we get those points that make things fall into that range?
Well, as you've seen on the screen, we give thumbs, and thumbs equal points.
Thumbs equal points.
Thumbs
Super
equal points.
simple.
So thumbs down.
No points for that if we don't like it.
Nope. Just okay.
Half a point for that.
Yep. Thumbs up.
That's a point.
2 thumbs up.
2 points.
So.
Super simple, super intuitive, easy math, which is great for us.
Yes, it is.
All right, let's get into glass 1. Rare breed. Erin, where are you at? What's your real world score for rare breed?
My real world score for rare breed, I'm going to pull the sheet in here, is 7.
Wow.
Got many thumbs.
Many thumbs.
What about you?
Rare breed for me got an 8.
Oh, wow.
And
nice.
that checks out. I really like rare breed.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. If something can get above 6, it's starting to get pretty good. It's starting to get pretty exceptional for us. So to get 7 or 8, that's a very exceptional product for us. Obviously, the price and the availability help it. But to be this good for that price and that available, I mean, it's a FOMO killer for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get into glass 2, Russell's Reserve. Where are you at on real world score?
This is going to sound bad, but it's not. It gets a 4.5.
Yeah.
But that's in the middle. Like, that's good.
It is still in that middle range, obviously hampered a little bit by the higher price. This particular barrel, you just didn't quite
just
like the flavor profile.
Actually, the tasting score brought it down.
Yeah.
For me.
But you can have a different, for me, I really like this single barrel, but there are other single barrels we have of this that you prefer more.
But I'd be willing to try another single barrel because
Sure.
it's a good price. So.
Sure.
Okay, what about you?
For me, Russell's Reserve got a 6 out of 10. So
solid.
Right on the upper cusp of the middle pack.
The median.
Like the median. Is that what it's called?
Sure.
What's the difference between the mean and the median?
I don't know.
All right, math wizards, let us know.
Let us know, please, because it's been a long
below.
time since I've been in a math class.
Yeah. Nonetheless, I think you're right. I think it is the median. It's right there on the very upper cusp of that, almost ready to break through. But I mean, comparing it to rare breed, like, you know, this is just a better value.
Yeah.
But this is more fun for a bourbon nerd like me.
Fair.
So to me, they both have their merit.
Yep.
You know, this on a different day, these easily could have both scored 7s. It's just today, the rare breed hit my palate better, but we absolutely love both of these products. I think these are for anybody.
Yeah.
Honestly, like even if you're somebody that's kind of new into bourbon, not a brand new beginner, because
they might be a little much for brand new beginners.
Brand new. But if you've been into bourbon for a little while and you're sipping neat, I absolutely would pick up a bottle of Rare Breed or Russell's.
Either one would be fine.
Rare Breed, I think I would lean towards, especially if you can get it more on the 45. I've even heard of people getting it as cheap as $40, which is crazy to get that level of quality for $40. But I would absolutely, I think this is the best intro to barrel proof there is on the market for somebody. If you like Wild Turkey, if you've tried Wild Turkey 101 or Russell's 10-year 90 proof and you like that flavor profile, you have got to get a bottle of Rare Breed if you don't already have one. It will open your eyes to the spectrum of flavors and experiences that are available in bourbon.
Yeah.
And you can even water it down a little bit, add some ice, work your way up into trying it neat if the proof is a little bit much for you at 116.8. But I mean, these are fantastic products and they're worth a try for anybody out there. And if you're out there and you enjoy these head-to-heads, then you should check out our Patreon link in the description below. We've got all kinds of information there. We also have blind tasting kits.
Yep.
It's not blindfolds like blind kits or anything like that. Blind tasting kits where you can get 8 sample jars, scoring rubrics, instructions, the whole 9 yards. We'll walk with you through that. Check out all the details below. It's a ton of fun. Also, be sure to check down there for our upcoming live stream. You can see the date and time on that. We do them once a month. We usually do some type of blind flight. We've got something fun going on. Check down there to see what's coming up.
Also, don't forget to do the things like comment, subscribe, do the things, hit the bell. You know the drill. Do it.
Till next week. Cheers.
Welcome to the channel, bringing you a real world perspective.
I had a dumb look on my face anyway, because I was trying to hold back a yawn.
To the real world. The real world.